So let's see. All right. So we'll get. That's all right. All right, that's cool. Like I said, I'm just kind of seeing what we got here. All right, cool. Yeah, like. Okay, cool. That's cool. All right, bye. All righty. There. Let's see what we got. All right, I'm going to jump on here to see if anybody can see anything. Just in case. Hopefully there isn't some kind of a lag or something for people having a hard time finding me. All right. All right. All right. So here we go. See what we got. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, it says I got 2. If anybody's coming on, say hello so I can see what's going on. I see you, Chris. See if anybody else, if I can see anybody else on here or not. I want to make sure that all right. Trying to see if anybody else is coming up so I can see what's going on. Hello, hello. There we go. Let's see. I don't know who the second person is that's showing up in here. Are you on 2 computers, Chris, or just the one? All right. Let's see what this is. Okay. Let me see what I got here with all these little thingies. Learning as I go here, I guess. If nobody else can figure this out where I'm at or can't find me, it may just be you and me. All right, I got, it says 4, so there's a couple. Hello, whoever's logging in. If you can say hello so I can see all's here. Man, I think it's somewhere right under. Okay, there you are. Hello. Hello, Amanda. So you're hijacking Jason's phone tonight, huh? Hopefully everybody figures this out. Give people some time. It's just now 6, so we'll see what's going on here. I'm going to check and see if there's anything on anybody commenting on Facebook about it, just to make sure they're not lost. All right. Jeez. That's always fun. Since 4. Jeez, oh man. That's crazy. Waiting to see what's going on here. I'm gonna give everybody a few more minutes, just because since we changed platforms from Facebook to YouTube, I want to make sure everybody has time to see it or figure it out, hopefully. Yeah, because right now, so far, there's 2 people, but like I said, it's just now 6 o'clock, so we'll give it another minute. I'm waiting to see if my mom or Mason find me. That'd be cool to see her on here at some point in time. So, Amanda, I don't know if you saw the opening shot. The puppy that was there, that is Drax. He's hanging out with us. He's a 13-week-old Roddy. He's going to be a moose. Let's give it just a little bit more time, see what we got here, just in case. See what we got. I'll give it a couple more minutes, and then I guess we'll get going, and hopefully we'll see some people. If not, then we'll have to somebody a message is held for review. What the? Apparently, Chris, you wrote a comment, and now it's up for review. Oh, I thought it might have been you. Then somebody did. I don't know. All right, let me see what we got here. We'll grab this big thingy. He's a monster. See the size of these feet. Look at them. They're humongous. Boom. This is Drax. All right, well, I got 5 people. Is anybody, whoever's here, can you that hasn't said hello, can you say hello or message, drop a message so I can see who all's here? All right. All right. All right. Chris, Billy, hey, Billy. All right, cool. What's going on, Billy? All right. Well, I don't know who all's on, and except for a guy I see, except for Chris, Billy, and Amanda, who is under Jason's because she's on his computer and stuff. So, but I guess we will get this party started, and hopefully we'll see what we got. If anybody has any questions along the way, please feel free to ask them. Oops, I need to get my little thing down here. So there we are. All right. So today's topic is the quarantine causing separation anxiety in my pup or my dog? So with the quarantine going on for the last year now, a lot more people, have been getting dogs, and a lot more people are at home for either have been home pretty much permanently working from home or being there a lot more than usual. So, and then they've also decided to get dogs because they're going to be home and the kids were home. So now what we have is we need to start thinking ahead for when life gets back to normal and everybody goes back to work. Because one day, hopefully, they are going to tell us, hey, guess what? Monday morning, I need you back at work. So we're just going to get up like usual, get ourselves ready. Hey, Kristen. Hey, Nick. So one day we're just going to get up, get ready like usual. We're going to get dressed, eat our breakfast, take our dogs out to go potty, put them in their crates or in the room or whatever, or if we let them roam the house, either way. And we're just going to get up and walk out the door. To us, not thinking everything is normal like it used to be, but to our dogs, this could be a very traumatic experience. One, if we got them as a pup or got them and they've been with us the whole time and haven't, and we've been with them almost every waking moment, or the possibility that even our dogs that we've had for a while now get used to us being home all the time. So we're going to go and we're going to walk out that door and they're going to be, what the? And they're going to freak out because we're gone. We haven't been gone. And are we ever coming back? So this is kind of helps. I'm going to try to go over some things to try to help either get your dog start getting used to it now, before it happens, or get your dog reintroduced to it if it's an older dog and you've been home a lot lately. So first of all, have patience. It could take time. If your dog has never seen it before and you got a new dog, or if it's an older dog that has it's going to take time. So be patient. Don't think it's going to be corrected overnight or fixed overnight. Some dogs have an issue with being left alone. You got to remember, they spent however much time with their pack and their family. We grabbed them, we brought them home to our pack and our family, and now we've been with them possibly nonstop since day one. Some of these dogs, it could be, we may have gotten them when this first happened. We may have had them now for a year with us, being home with them and being with them, and them have never seen anything but us always being together. And then we're just going to up and leave and change the entire world for them. So be patient. This could take a little time. So now, if you're using a crate, or if you're confining them to a room, even for some dogs, because I like to put mine in crates or put them in a room just for safety reasons, especially puppies or dogs that aren't quite ready to be loose in the house. You need to make that area a good area. So that area if you're using a crate, I feed in the crate. I will throw the food in there, and sometimes I will close the door and I'll let them eat some of it. And before they're done, I'll open the crate up. Or I just let them go in and I will let them eat out of it. I don't necessarily always lock them in there. The crate has to become a very good thing. I want to make sure that it's not something that's perceived as bad. I don't use it as punishment. The crate is a place for them to go and have some downtime, to give me some alone time. If I'm trying to get something done and every time I turn around, I'm falling over a dog, and I turn over here and I'm falling over a dog, I don't want to kill myself. And sometimes it can just get irritating. And so I don't accidentally kind of take any kind of frustration out on them because they're just wanting to be around me, because that's what they do. I may put them in a crate for a little bit just to give me and them some time, because they possibly just need a little time to themselves as well. It's good for dogs to have a little downtime, especially puppies. Puppies are like kids. They need a nap time. They need time to be away from everybody to make sure that they're okay. Excuse me. So now remember too, you need to start leaving your dog for varying amount of times. So you want to put your dog in there, and like I said, like, give them some food and either close it or don't close. You might close it and keep it closed for 30 seconds. Or you might close it for 10 minutes. But I always change up my time because I want them to know that I will be coming back, and there's no telling how much time I'm going to be gone. Sorry, my eye was bothering me. So that they don't start thinking that I'm going to be gone an exact amount of time. You need to let them know that you're going to always be back. It's just to build the confidence in them, knowing that you'll be back. Another thing is you want to be calm when you leave them and when you return. When you come and go, don't walk up to them and go, "Oh my goodness, I'm leaving. I'll see you later, baby. I love you. I'm going to miss you so much. Oh my God." And then you turn around and they're all excited and wound up because you're using your high-pitched, exciting voice. And then you turn around and you leave. And you left them either at the door or you stuffed them in their crate and you're out of there. Now they're kind of like, all right, you got me all wound up. You got me all excited and you disappeared. What the hell, man? So they're going to probably freak out. Like, oh my God, what's going on? We're all excited. Then we're all gone. Wait a minute. Where'd you go? So we got them excited. It's, we are making us leaving a big thing. So now they're jazzed up and we're gone. Who knows when we're coming back? Are we coming back? Is he coming back? I don't know. Mom, Dad left forever, maybe. So yes, I know, Mason. Yeah, it's easy to do when they're puppies. You get excited. You feel like you need to let them know that you're leaving and that you'll be back and that you love them. When they don't, if you don't make it a thing, they don't know. You just left. Okay, he left. No big deal. All right, whatever. But also just as important is when you come home, you have to make it no big deal that you're home either. You don't need to throw a party just because you're home. Stuff like that is mostly for us. It makes us feel better. It's not for the dog. The dog doesn't really know. He doesn't care. I mean, not that he's not excited to see you, but it's not a big deal. Yeah, yes, Chris, old people too. When you leave them, you know, you don't have to reassure them that you're coming back and make it a big deal that you're home. So, yeah, so when you come home, don't walk in the door and be like, oh my God, I missed you. Look at you. Oh my goodness. Because then you coming home is now an event. And so now you leaving in this event, you coming home in this event. Now it's going to be insane. You're going to make this whole thing into a crazy, insane situation when it doesn't need to be. When I leave, the dogs go in their crates. I throw them a Kong or something to do. I tell them box, simply in their box, goodbye. I close the door, I leave. I come home, I walk in the door. If I got a puppy, of course, I kind of need to try to get to him before he potties, hopefully. But at the same time, I don't want to hurry up and get to him. And if he's excited, hurry up and let him out. I want to make sure he's calm and the dogs are calm. I might come in, I'll drop my keys down, get a glass of water. Depending on the type of day it's been, you might need to open a beer and have a drink of beer first. Kiss the wife for crying out loud beforehand, and or something, and then you take the dog and you calmly go over. And if he is calm and he's not going crazy by whining and whimpering and banging around in the crate, you just calmly open the crate and you say, let's go. And you take him and you let him go outside. You don't make it a big ordeal. If it's a big ordeal, then it's going to become an issue. And then you're going to end up with a dog that's going to freak out every time you leave and freak out every time you come home. And it's just going to be madness. So like I said, with that being said, you got to be calm. It's not a big deal. Another thing too, like I said, you may also have dogs that they have an issue with separation anxiety all together. They maybe have that as a genetic situation. Also, another point too, is sometimes you may hear isolation distress. It's the same thing. It's just a fear of being alone. Some people try to separate it. I don't feel like it's a separate thing. Separation anxiety, you're anxious to be separated from your pack or the ones you love. Isolation distress, you don't want to be isolated from the ones you love in your pack. So if you hear it either way, to me, they're trained and they're dealt with in the same way. If you have a dog that has this and they came with it, they were born with this, it could be a little bit harder to deal with. This is going to be where you're going to try to build. You're going to really have to take time to build the crate, and being away from you is not a bad thing. You're going to have to build up to it. You're going to have to leave maybe for just short periods of time. You basically throw him in his crate, you leave, you come back in 2 minutes. It could take time. Just know it, because some dogs, it's so bad in them that they will whine and cry and scream for hours, bloody murder. You just got to remember, you can't give up on them. You can't give in. You give in, then they learn, if I cry and scream, I get it. Some of them are even bad enough to urinate, or they will go to they'll crap all over the crate or whatever and they get all frothy and drooly and everything. It can look pretty ugly. It can get pretty ugly. Just remember though, if you give up, they'll know that they win, and then you're not going to be able to deal with it. They're not, because they know that they can get away with it, and now it'll be an issue from here on out. Another thing that's good is interactive toys. Man, you got isolation distress from your dogs. Yes, you do. I know. That's okay. Interactive toys are great. If you got a dog that has separation anxiety, or interactive toys can be great for this. But it's also just good, period, to use interactive toys for them. Gives them something to do, occupies their brain. If you have the ability to, I say get several interactive toys. Feed them their meals out of it. Don't even give it out of their bowls. You go to leave, you throw a Kong or something in the crate with them. Now, that being said, if you have a dog that destroys stuff like that, be careful leaving Kong with them, because I don't want you to say, well, Dayton said leave the Kong with him. If they chew up Kongs and they might swallow it, then don't leave it with them. That's dangerous. You may need to get something like a yak chew or something like that is edible that they can have. But interactive toys in general are good. You just feed them out of that. You go to leave, you give them a toy. You give them their breakfast that way. You go to leave from work, you throw them all their Kongs for breakfast. That way you leaving is a good thing. Hey, I get to eat. So you take away feeding out of a bowl, and they eat in their crate through a toy, through working. So that will be a big game changer for you as well. Training. Simple training. Give them something to do. They need mental stimulation. Whether it's just basic obedience. This will also build their confidence, because sometimes isolation or separation anxiety is due to them not being confident in themselves. So this could help build confidence. Sorry, I'm leaning over. I'm petting the pup down here. This could help them build their confidence level. So you leaving isn't such a big deal. Plus, it works their brain, and it can tire them out mentally. So, see, this is, for those of you who didn't see, this is, oh my goodness, he's a beast. He's 13 weeks old, and he's like, I don't know, probably 30 pounds at least. So, everybody meet Drax. So, like I said, training is very important. It's mental stimulation is very, very important. It's just as important as just exercise. And so that leads me to my next point, exercise. Physical exercise is also important. Yes, he is a chunky boy, Mason. He's going to be a beast. His paws are almost as big as my hands. So he's a big mush. But exercise, physical exercise, very important. And remember, you need to take into account what type of dog you have, how young it is, how old it is. You need to take in account its activity level also per its breed. If you got a basset hound, a walk around the block might be enough exercise for it. But if you got a lab or a golden retriever or a Malinois or a shepherd, you're going to have to take that dog out, and you're going to have to physically wear him out. It could take you 30 minutes of serious ball throwing or chasing stuff or whatever. You need to remember that, because just to walk around the block for a young lab or a golden retriever, that ain't nothing. That's not even a warm up for them. So you need to take that into account, that he needs physical exercise as well. There was a study done years ago, and hopefully it's changed over time. But several years ago, there was a study done that they did a survey. The average household spends 30 minutes a week with their dog, and quality time with their dog. And that means like doing something with them, walking, training, exercise, something, play, not sitting on the couch, hanging out, or just being in the same household or on the property together, but quality time together, 30 minutes a week. If you think about that, that is nothing. That's crazy. So like I said, keep in mind, you got a dog he's having an issue with being in the crate. It could be just because he's bored to death. You stuffed him in a crate and he hasn't done anything. He's not doing anything. His brain's wired to the max. He's had burnt no energy. He's freaking a maniac. So, and now you're stuffing him in a box and telling him, hey, or even if you leave him loose in the house, it's still just a house with nothing to do. So just remember that you need to keep them physically and mentally exercised. Also, dogs are awesome on picking up pre-departure cues. So we get ready to go do stuff. You grab your keys, you put on your shoes, they start to get crazy and start preloading. Before it's even time to leave, they're already getting jacked up, and if they have an issue with you leaving, they're already getting themselves completely wound up. So you can do one of two things. You can put them up before you start getting ready and go ahead and just get them up before the cues are started, or you can try to start desensitizing them to those cues. Randomly grab your keys, randomly act like you're getting ready for work. Grab your coat and put it on and don't go anywhere. Or put it on, throw some treats down on the floor or in his crate, put him in his crate, grab your stuff, go out, come right back in. Get it to where it's not a big deal. Because if they're already preloaded, then it's going to be hard to calm them down. When they're already jazzed up, that's it. They're already up there. And now you're going to stuff them away. They're not going to want to go away. So remember that. So just kind of start paying attention to your cues, and start trying to desensitize them to them. Another thing is I've heard people say, well, maybe he needs a friend and he'll be okay. No, no, don't get your dog a friend. He doesn't need he doesn't need another buddy, because what can happen is you get two young dogs. You got one that's got separation anxiety. The other dog may develop it just being with that dog, so he could take on that trait. So you may now end up with two dogs with separation anxiety, but then they also get bonded to each other. And I've talked about that before, and how to bond with your dog in previous videos. And so now you've got two times the problem. Now, I'm not saying you can't get your dog a buddy, but if you're going to do it, make sure you get your first dog some training behind it. Get him a little bit older. Get him used to being by himself and understanding the world a little bit better. That way, when you bring your other dog in, then he can kind of help show him the ropes, and the bond's already there. So, anybody got any questions so far? I'm actually kind of down my list a little bit. I'm already out of it. So anybody got any questions on anything? Like I said, if you already have your dog and he's been practicing separation, he's already got separation anxiety, whether you accidentally built it in or not, or he just was born, you can, most times you can get back and undo it. But like I said, though, if it's been practiced for a while, it's a habit now. So you're going to have to break that habit. So it'd be like if you smoked for 50 years, you're not just going to up and say, I'm done. It's going to take a minute. You got to be patient with it. You're going to have to work at it. And it could get ugly. You know, like you may be cleaning crates because it may be a mess. I feel like because I move so much, it affects my dogs. I don't know. Some dogs it can, but if that's the way of life, you remember, Mason, I jumped around all over the place with my dogs, and they could have given two craps where we were going. It's just because it's just because that's how I taught them that's the way it is. So like I still would put them in a crate even when I'm home sometimes, because a crate isn't a bad thing, and it doesn't always mean I'm leaving. So they'll go in crates. If you remember, Mei Lee used to be in a crate every so often, and people would be home. You never knew she was there because she was so quiet, because a crate wasn't bad. I just put her in there to get her out of the way. If there were, if there was a lot of people coming in and out, that way she didn't accidentally get let out of the house. Not that she would go anywhere, but like I said, dogs can handle that. They can adapt pretty well. So the thing is I guess for you, I remember you took him everywhere and he traveled everywhere with you. So he was in the car everywhere you go, and he was in the room with you all the time. And if you weren't working, then you were probably with him, and he was probably out, which is nice. It's comforting, but when they're young, that builds a dependency on you. So then when you leave, they're like, oh crap, where did he go? He's always been here. So yeah, Chris, it is. It's almost like raising a little person. And Amanda, the reason why she probably shakes and attacks her toy like that is she's letting out her frustration. She knows you're leaving, so she grabs it and it's grr, grr. She's shaking it because she has some frustration, and that's how she releases it, is through shaking and going after the toy. It kind of helps soothe. Like some dogs will whine and cry, or some dogs will even chew on themselves because it's self-soothing. That's why a lot of times they howl and whine. It's not just because I'm so lonely. Oh, I'm lonely. It's because it's self-soothing. They bark, and it releases anxiety from them. It releases their anxiety. So, like I said, and that brings me to something else. Because my cousin Courtney messaged me. So her 4-year-old dog has decided to start. Yes, she is an angry puppy. My cousin Courtney's dogs had one of her older dogs decided to start chewing on her shoes, and it's only her shoes. Well, you may see that sometimes. People will talk about, I left and my dog tore up the house, or it ate my favorite shoes, or he ate my underwear, he ate my socks. Women, he ate my bra. Well, if you think about it, when you leave, like I said, certain things. So chewing through a door, or chewing furniture, that's self-soothing. It releases stress. So they chew because they're releasing stress. But if they're able to get to things that are yours and they chewed up your stuff, it's because when they're chewing on it, not only they're relieving stress, but your smell is in there. Think about it. Where is your strongest smell, your strongest body odor of your body? It's your shoes, it's your socks, it's your underwear, and the women, it's your bra. So your strongest scent, even though we might be like, oh my God, that stinks, to them, they're like, oh, that's mom. Oh God, I miss mom, or dad. So they release their stress by chewing on this stinky shoe, and it's your favorite shoe because you wear it the most. So it has your strongest scent. So they're releasing stress by chewing, and they get your scent is there at the same time. It's not because they're mad at you that you left them. Dogs don't have that. They don't have a human emotion. We like to put human emotions on what dogs do, because it makes us feel better. Dogs don't get mad and don't get even by chewing on stuff. It's because they're stressed. So I chew to relieve stress. But your shoe just happens to be there, and it smells really, really good. Our crazy cat here, Pascal, he loves my smell. Dana and I, during the summertime, if we go for a big run, if I take my hydration bag off, I throw it on the table, it is soaking wet, it stinks. He goes and he climbs right on top of it and rubs all in it, because my scent is on there and it is very strong. Whereas I'll pick it up and go, oh man, that stinks, or that's just my smell. I put it in your face and you're like, holy cow, dude, you smell. To them, they love it. They think it's the greatest thing ever. So that's why a lot of times dogs will chew and tear up your favorite stuff, because it has your strongest scent. It holds your scent the strongest. Yeah, that is true, because it's how they keep your picture in their wallet. Yep, your smell is, the dog's sense of smell is phenomenal. It's really strong, and so, like I said, it's crazy how it works that way. But that's it. If you think about it, they miss you. They chew on something because they're stressed, and your smell is in it. So with that being said, I either will crate train my dog, or you need to close your closet door or put your shoes away. and don't leave your bras hanging around, or close your hamper. So that way you don't go through and lose things because your dog chews it up. Anybody got any questions about anything? Because I think that, like I said, I pretty much covered everything I could think of. Let's see. Yeah, like I said, that's pretty much covered everything. I just, like I said, these is what these streams are all about. They're just for me to kind of put out a little bit of information, not to be super long, so everybody can still have a little bit of their evening to do things. So, and from here on out, it will be on YouTube now. So this is where I'll be streaming from. So if you would like to get and know that it's coming up, if you don't mind, please like and follow and hit the subscribe button on my YouTube page, and I'll let you know when I'm going up live. It'll give you a heads up. So, and then please share this to anybody who might be interested. It'd be very much appreciated. I always appreciate all of you that have logged in every time so far, or when you can have logged in. So, anybody have any questions or any comments on anything, or anything dog related, period? If you, or if you have an idea or subject that you would like me to cover in the future, please put that in the comments, either now or comment, below later on. And I would be happy to, go over that subject. I'd like to cover things that you have questions about. So, because if you don't, then I just make something up. Let's see. Leash training. Like, what kind of leash training, Mason? Like like they're tugging on the leash and wrestling it? Because I think I did that. I think that was last week's. Or are you talking about like heeling and stuff like that? And I know there's like a little lag in this. Chris told me that there's about a 15-second lag from the time you type and it shows up. Okay, so you're talking about obedience leash training. At the moment, until I can get some kind of a better setup to where I can demonstrate, I can't really. I wouldn't be able to do it over this platform yet. I'd have to set it up. I can teach something like that on Zoom. If anybody's interested, I can do stuff on Zoom. So too excited from being in the house while I'm at work. Well, they're pups, and golden retrievers have energy. So they're a puppy, and they've been pent up or haven't had their exercise. So yeah, that's exactly what it is. The sad part is sometimes when we get home, we're exhausted and we don't feel like getting out. Or here, like it is in PA, it's by the time you get home, it's dark and it's probably freaking 20 degrees outside. It's hard to want to get out and exercise your dogs. So that's where like brain games can possibly come in. See. Thanks, Chris. Chris says, enjoying the psychological aspect of this. Anything that speaks to understanding both the differences and similarity of dogs, mind to owner. Yeah, it is pretty cool how this stuff works out. It's kind of neat when you break it down. So, but yeah, Mason, something like that. That's more of like the obedience side, and I do want to eventually get to that, doing stuff like that. Just right now with this and the camera on the computer, it's kind of hard for me to set anything up. Maybe when it's not 20 degrees outside, I can bring the computer outside. Or if eventually I get to whatever it is, I think I have to have 1,000 followers, and then I can go live on YouTube from my phone. So I need to get up to 1,000. I think I'm pretty close to being there. I think I only need like 982, and then I'll be able to go live anywhere. So just a couple more people, and it should be fine. So, but yeah. But like I said, but that's like I said, that's just obedience stuff. That's not so much leash reactivity. Leash reactivity would be something like yanking on the leash, or not wanting to walk, that kind of thing. Pulling you is usually because, one, they're jacked up, and we get out there, and where do we go? We go straight this way. We go out of the house and we take a right and we walk this way, and then we take a right and go around this way, and then we go around the block. They know everywhere we're going. So it's just kind of like, so it just basically, they know where we're headed. So I'm just going, let's go, headed down this nice little sidewalk that we're always down, out of here. It's not so much like a disobedience. It's just that's what we always do. Anybody else? But yes, Mason, I do want to get to doing tutorial stuff eventually. Any other questions or comments on anything? How did everything look, everybody? I got a new camera for the computer, so I'm kind of trying everything out. New mic, new camera, that kind of thing. Hey, pup, what you doing, little man? He's pacing around. He's probably trying to tell me he's got to go out and go potty. So, all right, everybody. Well, if there are no more questions or comments, all right, cool, Mason. Good. Like I said, if there are no more questions or comments, from here on out, we will be going, all my Wednesday feeds will be coming through YouTube. So please like, subscribe, follow, all that nifty stuff that you hear everybody say on all their YouTubes, channels and everything else, and share. This will help me out a lot. Trying to get information out there and everything to everybody. I will occasionally do some random lives on Facebook, so that'll be a little bit different than this, but those are just mostly just to show some short things and some interesting or fun stuff that I might find fun or interesting, and I would like to share with y'all. Anybody else? Anything at all? All right, everybody. Well, thanks for showing up as always. I will see you all next Wednesday at 6 o'clock in the PM. And like I said, if you come up or have an idea afterwards, message me in the comments. And if anybody has any questions, put them in the comments and I will get back with you and answer those questions for you. All right, everybody. Well, good night. And I will see y'all next time around. Bye. Where's my little guy? Here, hold on. He says bye too. See, Mason, look at the size of this paw. That's huge. And like I said, he's like 13 weeks. I mean, that's a humongous paw. No problem, guys. Talk to y'all later. Bye.